You won't believe what happened when we went through airport security. It started like any other day, just another routine travel experience. But the moment my daughter stepped through that scanner, everything changed. Alarms blared, security officers exchanged worried glances, and before I could even comprehend what was happening, I heard the words that sent chills down my spine. "Call the cops. Now!" I froze. My wife clutched my arm, her face turning pale. Our little girl, Emily, stood there, confused and frightened, completely unaware of why she was suddenly the center of attention. Security officers moved in quickly, surrounding us. The other travelers in line stared, whispering among themselves. My heart pounded. This had to be a mistake, right? There was no way my 7-year-old daughter had done anything wrong. But the way the security personnel reacted, the urgency in their movements, something was seriously wrong. "Sir, step aside," one of the officers commanded. His tone left no room for negotiation. I wanted to demand answers, but the way he looked at me, the intensity in his eyes, told me now was not the time to argue. My wife and I were ushered into a small, sterile room, separate from the main security checkpoint. Emily was still outside with the officers. I could see her big blue eyes searching for us, tears forming. My protective instincts kicked in. I needed to know what was going on. "What's happening? She's just a kid," I insisted. But the officer didn't respond immediately. Instead, he looked at a screen, one I couldn't see, then at his colleagues. They exchanged glances, unspoken words passing between them. And then he turned to me. "Sir, does your daughter have any medical implants? Any surgeries we should know about?" I blinked. Number nothing. The officer hesitated. "Are you sure? Nothing unusual about her health history?" My wife shook her head. "She's perfectly healthy. Why?" Another glance between the officers. One of them stepped out, whispering into a radio. The tension in the room thickened. Something was very wrong. My mind raced through possibilities. Had someone planted something on her? Had we unknowingly become part of some security threat? My thoughts spiraled into panic, but before I could voice any of them, the officer turned the screen toward me. What I saw made my breath hitch. On the scanner, inside my daughter's chest, was something metallic, something that wasn't supposed to be there. It looked like a device, small, intricate, and positioned right near her heart. I felt the blood drain from my face. My wife gasped. What is that?" The officer's expression was unreadable. "That's what we're trying to find out." Emily was finally brought into the room, but she wasn't alone. 2 police officers had joined the security team. One of them held his hand on his holster, as if my daughter, my sweet, innocent little girl, was a threat. Tears streamed down her cheeks. "Daddy, I don't understand." Neither did I. They sat us down, separated us, began questioning us like we were criminals. "Have we noticed anything strange about Emily? Has she had any recent medical procedures? Has she ever complained about pain in her chest?" Every question made my stomach churn because the answer was always the same. No, nothing made sense. Then came the real shocker. One of the officers stepped forward, holding a file. "Sir, we ran a check through the system, and your daughter doesn't exist." I thought I misheard. "What do you mean?" "Her identity records, they're missing. As far as our system is concerned, Emily doesn't officially exist." My wife let out a choked sob. I shook my head. "That's impossible. She has a birth certificate, a passport. Do you have those documents with you?" I reached for my bag, scrambling through our paperwork, pulling out Emily's passport. The officer took it, examined it carefully, then looked up, his expression grim. "Sir, this passport is fake." I felt the room spin. Fake? That was absurd. We had traveled before with that same passport. We had gone through airport security before. This wasn't possible. But the officers weren't done. They brought in a specialist, someone who worked with advanced scanning technologies. He studied the image of the foreign object inside Emily, then turned to the others. "We need to get her to a hospital now." That's when I lost it. "A hospital? Why? What's inside her?" The specialist hesitated before answering. "We're not sure, but it's not normal. And if it's what I think it is, your daughter's life could be in danger. Everything after that was a blur. An ambulance, a hospital room, doctors speaking in hushed tones as they prepared for an emergency scan. My daughter gripping my hand, looking up at me with terrified eyes. "Daddy, am I going to be okay?" I forced a smile. "Of course, sweetheart. You're going to be just fine." But inside, I was falling apart. The scan revealed something even more terrifying. The object inside Emily wasn't just metallic, it was active. A device with a tiny blinking light, like it was receiving or transmitting a signal. That's when the doctors called in the FBI. And that, my friends, is where the nightmare truly began. If you want to hear the rest of this mind-blowing story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss part 2. Also, don't forget to like and drop a comment below. What would you do if this happened to your child? Because let me tell you, nothing could have prepared me for what came next.